Hello there, lovely Legionnaires. Why the hell is this file open? Close that shit. What the fuck? I'm a little tired today, so I think I just... Maybe not the whole stream, but at least for a little bit here, I think I just wanna be by myself. I got stuff I want to talk about. This is a call-out post on my twitch.com. On my twitch.tv. Understandable, mi amor. I love you. I love you too! A call-out post? Who's the bitch-ass mother? Oh, I'm kidding. That was a joke. I was kidding. Listen, I appreciate you guys riding for me so hard, but yeah, no, that was a joke. I want to be all introspective today. A delicious dinner of plain cream crackers. Based, honestly, me too. I wish my stupid body was working better, but it's not. That's one of the things I wanted to talk about. Big yawn. I fucking love Shadow. I'm so glad. I'm happy for you. A little confused, but I've got the spirit, I guess. I get it. Based? Question mark? Not with how my stomach's been. Yeah. Oh yeah, some of you are new to Catacombs streams. So Catacombs streams tend to just be where I build something. Yeah, I was referencing the Snapcube quote. Gonna make a call-out post on my twitter.com. You'll know it's bad if I'm making a call-out post publicly on Twitch. Because this is the fucking last place I want to do shit like that. So that's how you'll know. That's how you'll know it's bad. But no, I wanna talk about, I've been kind of back and forthing on how much I want to talk about the way things are, TM. For kind of a number of reasons, I guess. The main one being just because, like, I don't want to get super parasocial with it. Like, I don't want to sit here and, like, talk to you about, like, intensely personal shit, you know? But, like, a turning point's been hit, I think. And I think I gotta talk about it at least a little bit. That feels like the right thing to do. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Oh my god, the slowdown's insane. What the fuck is wrong with my PC? If this could not be the stream this happens on, that'd be pretty distinctly poggers, but... Taking like a whole 5 seconds to switch tabs. Love that for us. Yeah, I don't want to... I'm not gonna get, like, super into it. Because there's, like... I don't know. I don't want to say it, like... Blue, hello. I don't want to say it in the way of, like... No, you know what? We're not gonna mince words. I'm not gonna pretend. There's stuff you're not... That, as fans of mine, you're not, like, entitled to know. You know? There's stuff I've shared, but, like, you're not, like, entitled to know the ins and outs of my day-to-day, as it were, you know? But, like... Oh, I did it. I did it. Yeah! Based. Sorry. It's a really serious conversation interspersed with the clicking of my keys and interstitial Minecraft gameplay. Just cause, like, my brain doesn't want to work unless I'm talking about something. Or unless I'm doing something. But, I mean, So, I talked about this on Blue Sky a little bit. I'm being assisted by some very good friends, Zach and Lynn, namely. Came to my aid. And the next highlights video is going to be a montage that's edited by our dear Realm Wars, which I appreciate immensely. Because I love his fucking Pokemon Unite montages. So when he, like, jokingly in my chat was like, I could make one for Punisher, LMAO, I, like, hopped immediately into his DMs and was like, hey, gang. Eto, would you make one for me? Be working on it right now, actually. Yeah. Thank you, Realm. So, so you'll be getting a lot more, like, highlight stuff in the meantime while I work on, there's some, like, small things I want to do in the background. But I'm working on some bigger stuff, too. Just because, like, you know, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy and all that nonsense. But, like, but also, I'm sorry, I keep floundering because I'm trying to think of, like, the best way to talk about this. So, as you've probably noticed, I've been streaming, like, a lot more. And that's for a number of reasons. I'm not gonna pretend that, like... I don't want to say I'm not gonna pretend it's purely altruistic, because, like, you know that it's not. You know? But, like, I also don't like the way that it feels to say that. But, like, I've been having a lot of, little issues here and there that we're working out. And some of them are being worked out, and that's really nice, and I appreciate that. And I've been getting a lot of, emotional support, forcibly or otherwise. The other day, Justin and I were having a conversation about, just about something. And he looked at me and he said, like, you have to become okay with letting us be, a safety net for you. And I was confused. I was like, what? And he's like, well, because, like... And it's because I have a lot of, like... a lot of personal trauma in regards to stuff like that, you know? So I was just a little confused by the sentiment. I was like, yeah? And he's like, yeah. And he looked at me, and he said, respectfully, this isn't about you. And I was just like, huh? And he's like, well, I do all of the... He's like, I don't pull doubles in the fucking coder mines. Just to keep you in manga, you know? Like, I do this for... I'd be doing this regardless. So, like, don't think you're making me do more than I'm willing to do. Which is hard, because I was always made to feel like I was making people do more than they were. Even when I wasn't. Can hear Justin downstairs. And she's bothering father. But, I've had a lot more, emotional support than I think I've had in a very long time, and I think that helps quite a bit, in these trying times. Mostly because, like, I'm used to having to go a lot of this alone. I've done that a lot. At various points throughout my life, I've had to raw dog a lot of, like, my emotional and mental instability. purely because I was always made very acutely aware how difficult I made everything. And that sucks. It sucks to be... And I think that's part of why, like, I didn't want to talk about this here for so long, was another part of it, was like, I don't like taking up space. I don't like taking up bandwidth. I don't like the feeling that I'm making things more difficult, especially for people I care about. Post Charizard heads on every Reed Richards. And it's hard. I'm very used to being just being told how much space I take up, how difficult it is to be around me, how much I got a lot in my youth, a lot of like, why do you have to make things so difficult? Why can't you just, you know, so now I do that with everything. I'm just like, oh, I don't want to be difficult. I don't want to... Like, perfect example, right? I have some government documents. I have to file some paperwork with Oberon and Titania while I'm here in the Feywild. And Brooke's like, oh, we were supposed to do it today, but her fucking Psyduck headaches are hitting her again. Poor creature. Wish Brooke everybody wish Brooke a very no more migraines. And she was like, do you want to do it tomorrow? And I'm like, I kind of don't. Because there was something I wanted to do tomorrow, and also because I have to stream, so I was like, I don't want to be out doing chores tomorrow. And she's like, will you be okay with that? And I'm like, no, but I'll do it. And then Justin yells at me again. And he's like, well, if you're not feeling up to it, then you don't have to. We can pick a day later in the week. We can go Thursday or what the hell ever. And I was like, I don't want to be difficult. And he looks at me and he's like, shut the fuck up. It's a strange experience, being told to shut the fuck up lovingly. Having the people I love and care about just look at me and be like, no, you're being fucking stupid. And I'm like, oh, I am? And they're like, yeah, stop that. And I just, I don't mean to. It's funny you haven't realized that between the four of us, you'll probably never be alone again. Factually true. It feels weird. I'm not used to it. It feels really strange. And there's quite a few people like that in my life now. And I have to keep telling them, I'm like, this is not, you know, me too, bestie. It's weird. It's a weird experience for me. I'm very used to, having to go a lot of it alone. You're gonna be fucking difficult. Alright, fine. in jail. It's an odd experience being around people who care after such a long time of not having said people. It's true. You become so used to, like, it's become, like, not even comfortable, because comfortable feels like just the wrong fucking way to word it, but you become, like, it's a lot easier to not take up space, you know? It's a lot easier to, like, to just be like, well, I'll just never need anything, I guess. Because you fall back into, like, into old, not good habits, but, like, but nobody stops you. Nobody stops you from falling into no good, very bad old habits. Because they don't know, because you don't tell them. For me, sometimes it feels like Myrrh in that Dracula costume in the middle of the gospel choir. Yeah. It's just, it's one of those things you wouldn't think would be as much of an issue as it is, you know? Because, like, I remember when I was much younger, it didn't, you don't think that, like, it's as easy to fall into these habits and stay in them, you know? Because, like, you always kind of assume, or at least I did, maybe I shouldn't be using the royal you here, like you's doing a lot of heavy lifting, like, I always figured, like, oh, when that time comes and I find the right people, then it'll just work. You know, I'll just be better. It's not how it works, babes. Your neural pathways, are a whore, babes. I don't know how to tell ya. That's shit you're gonna have to unlearn. And you're like, oh, I don't want to unlearn. And it's like, no, you don't, but you're gonna fucking have to. There's nothing to be done about it, BB girl. You're gonna fall into a lot of bad behavior, and you're gonna keep going back to it, and you shouldn't, but you're gonna. Woohoo, we love self-destructive behavior here. For me, that's probably the worst thing about having that try not to be a burden mentality. A lot of the time I feel like I unintentionally become that. Yeah! This is something that nobody will prep you for. Hey gang. You become more complicated when you try not to be difficult. That was the big one for me. It was like, oh, well, you know, I'll just be not difficult. I will but simply be low maintenance. You won't. You're not. I don't know how to explain to you that you're not. Because you have to do everything in such a fucking bass-ackwards way when you're like that. Because you try to, like, sneaking around the house is 10 times harder than just walking around, you know? You just make everything harder for yourself. And then once you fucked it up so spectacularly in such a fascinating new pattern that the people around you who want to help are like, how the fuck did you do this in the first place? And you're like, I don't know. Shrug emoji. I did. And they're like, how do you undo it? And you're like, I don't know. Justin sounds like one of those friends that grinds their fist into your skull and telling you to stop being terrible to yourself. It's actually true. Justin's been like, you're legally not allowed to say bad things about yourself because that's ableist, and I'm like, damn, you're right. But the symptoms disorder has hands, dog. I don't know what to tell you. Especially lately. This was another thing I wanted to talk about. Because, like, I don't know if this is... I don't know how ubiquitous a problem this is, you know? But... I've been, you know who else has hands? Justin. It's so true. I've been kind of in and out of a couple of, like, air quotes, big decisions lately. And I'm trying to, like, not make them impulsively. I do. I'm trying to not be... I'm trying to not be stupid about it this time, which is very difficult, as I'm very stupid, as you all well know. But, like... I don't know. I'm good for playing piano. And amongst other things. Oh, I'm trying to drink this sponge. I didn't know that about Justin either until recently. I thought that was kind of a neat fact to learn. I don't know, I keep trying to think of, like, the right way to phrase it. I'm so used to, like, talking about these things when they relate to me in, like, a more constructed way. Because, and it's an interesting constraint to want to be transparent, but not overshare. You know what I mean? Cause like I said, I don't want to... I don't want to, like... I don't want to overshare. That's it. That's the whole way to phrase it. I'm trying to think of another way to put it, but that's the best way to put it. I don't want to overshare. Because again, there's things about this you just kind of don't need to know. Took lessons a long time ago, unless we're speaking in a euphemism, in which case that comes naturally. Shut up. Me tries to be emotionally vulnerable. Justin, did you know sex? Are you familiar? There's some things that, like, I mean, I could talk about part of it, right? Because, like, one of the big ones is I feel very isolated in the community. The VTuber community specifically, as I am no longer a part of any other communities. But I feel very isolated And there's a couple reasons for that, some of which, I can't control. But, like, the disillusionment, or disillusionment? No, dissolution. That sounds like the same. When the crafty crew went away, I couldn't. I was trying to use my $10 word, but it doesn't sound like I'm using it right, so I'm just gonna use the smaller word. Now that, like, the air quotes crafty crew is no longer, around, I feel like I've been cut off from, a lot of cool people that I wanted to, like, you know, meet and get to know a little better. And that kind of sucks. And then on top of that, I've talked about this before. I've tried to reach out, and the people that I've tried to reach out to have not been receptive, have not responded back. And that sucks, you know? I'm not owed anybody's time, so, like, it's why I'm not gonna name names or anything, because, like, I'm not owed anybody's time or response, you know? People are busy. So I'm not mad at them about it, you know what I mean? Like, there's no sense to being angry about, like, things you can't, about factors you can't control, and somebody else's time is one of those things. What the fuck? Just move. Go away, spider. There we go. God. Fuck out of my building range. God. Being so fucking difficult. So I'm not, like... So I'm not upset at anybody for it. Like, and I don't think that, like... Well... I was gonna say, I don't think anybody's doing it on purpose, but I know nobody's doing it on purpose. That's the way to put it. I have a lot of insecurity about it. I'm always convinced that, like, if I send a message and somebody doesn't respond, that, you know, it's something wrong with me. That's part of it. I think the other part is that the community's very cliquey. It is very cliquey. Everybody just kind of hangs out with their own, you know, their own group of friends. And I don't think there's anything necessarily inherently wrong with that. In and of itself, you know? Like, for the most part, I do too. But, like... But I've made some... New people have entered that circle because... because of having open arms, as it were. If you'll pardon a reference. So I know fully well that, like, even though, I, too, tend to stick within my own friend group, I also tend to try and expand that friend group. That's how we have people like Aether and Sophie and Danica to a certain extent. is because of trying to, like, to meet new people, to get along with new people. And I think that our community's been better for it, you know? We've been able to have, I feel a lot more... Let's stop there, yeah, that's better. I feel like we've been able to do more both for ourselves and for other people because of that. Same reaction. It's not related, but Keaton, I want you to guess how many matches I'm in the middle of clipping right now. 20, I'm gonna guess. I'm going to guess an obscene number because I feel like you wouldn't say something if it wasn't an obscene number. So I'm gonna guess 20. Um... 13? Oh, I was close. Fuck yeah. I'm smart. But yeah, like, I want to... Like, part of it's for growth reasons, and I'm not gonna pretend that it's not. But part of it as well is just, like, there's a lot of cool people in this community that, like... I mean, some of them, like, don't fucking know I exist. Like, I posted in the thing, is like, I'd love to collab with Zayu or Monarch. I'd especially like to collab with Monarch, because I'd love to, like, I'd love to, one of my favorite things in the world is sitting down with crybabies and introducing them to, like, analog horror. I think that'd be great. I'd love to, like, sit down with Amma and be like, hey, do you want to watch Walden Files? Let me introduce you to Gemini Home Entertainment. You know? Like, I'd love to, like... Because, like, I love other horror VTubers. Like, I'd love to interact with Nick Nocturne at some point. I'd love to, but, like, I'd like to collab with Cabal, etc., etc. Right? Like, I think that'd be great, and I'd love that. As well as hanging out with Uta. Yeah! Well, yeah, obviously. I mean, like, tucks hair behind ear. But, like... But yeah, like, I'd love to... Because one of the benefits of being... Like, one of the things I knew that I wanted to do with my community, and it's why when we were talking about, like... We had to have some conversations. Some big boy conversations about, like, what we were gonna do with the channel, etc., for a while. And one of the brought up suggestions was that maybe we, like, because horror's hard. It's a hard community to, like, it's hard content to make, it's even harder to grow, and it's even harder yet to monetize. For, I think, ultimately justifiable reasons. Am I happy about those reasons? No, but I get it. And that almost pisses me off more. But, like, I'd like to be able to, I'd like to be able to, like, expand... One of the things I knew I wanted to do when I started VTubing was I want to make horror more accessible. Because I know for a lot of people, it's just kind of not. It's... Part of that is people who suck. Making the community fucking wildly inhospitable to new people, which I think is, cringed, but which is fucking cringe. But, like, I think a lot about, like, how you can be introduced to a bunch of cool new shit and, like, completely expand your horizons into a whole new area. If you have the right person being like, oh, this is the cool shit. Let me show you the cool shit, TM, you know? And I'm not saying that I'm the tastemaker by any means, but, like... But that's something that I really wanted to do more of. That was something I really wanted to do in 2024 and just kind of didn't, because nobody will respond to my DMs, cries. A big one as well was, I wanted to do more horror hangouts. Nobody responded to me. Your taste is objectively immaculate. I mean... I'm not allowed to say that. It's conceited if I say it. But I mean, obviously I think so. My taste certainly isn't bad, I know that. If we're shooting for, like, wild 2025 goals as well, like, I'd love to be on Creepcast. I want to be on Creepcast so fucking bad. Do not fight me on this, you will lose. I know where you live. I want to be on Creepcast. Ah! I've sat down and I've thought about it for, like, an irrational, like, embarrassing amount of time. If I were to be a guest on Creepcast, I want to introduce them to scary Vocaloid music. I want to be like, have you ever heard of Alice Human Sacrifice? Gomene, perhaps? Introduce them to, oh god. God, nobody talks about fucking, the Darkwood Circus universe anymore. Fuck. Back in the day. Only some of you, only real ones remember the fucking... the Darkwood Circus timeline. Even realer ones remember Alice Human Sacrifice. Boop. Sponge. But yeah, I had, needless to say, I had a lot of plans for 2024 that fell through, and the whole year was kind of a wash. So Darkwood Circus, I felt like I had an interstellar moment. Just saw God. Alice Human Sacrifice is a deep cut. Is it? I don't want to live in a world where Alice Human Sacrifice is a deep cut. I'm not old. Just got back from stuff. Yes, Heaton's taste is great because she got me into Trigun. It's true. Listen, if that's the only reason my taste is considered immaculate, I'll take that. I'll take those W's where I can get them. The one, if I possess an unusual skill, it's that, at any given moment, I know exactly what my friends will like. My friends will be like, hit me with a recommendation. I'm like, alright, give me like 3 or 4 things that you're, like, big into, and then they'll do it, and I'll be like, okay, you'll like this, this, and this. And then they come back to me and they're like, oh my fucking god, you were right, that was so cool. And I'm like, yeah, see? I know everything. I'm your personal fucking algorithm. It's also just because I watch fuck tons of shit. I think, as well. Right? It's just because I'm fucking all over the place. In pursuit of the vibes, TM. I was 12. Don't shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Why do you do this? Why do you have to be this way? Why can't you be normal? For like 5 minutes and just not make me feel ancient. I don't know. I wanted to expand the cult a little bit, and I don't feel like I did that. I feel like, thanks for making me feel old. I know, he does this to me constantly. Just makes me feel decrepit. But, like, I feel like I didn't achieve even, like, half of what I wanted to achieve this year. Or last year. I feel like... I feel like a lot of bad shit. Shut up! Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. I'm not looking- I'll time you out, I swear to God. I love you so much, but I swan to John, I'm gonna time you out. I can't. You can't do this to me. I'm having a fucking emotional moment, and you're out here making me feel ancient. The problem, fundamentally, for some of it, though, is, like, I just don't know what I can do. How does one... it's me just scratching my chin and being like, how does one associate more, you know? How do we do this? What's an eyeball monster gotta do to make connections? To network in this crazy world? "2024 was kind of a bust all around, literally from the very beginning." Yeah. I mean, still a little sad about it. Play Blood on the Clock Tower. Understandable feeling, I feel the same way. Yeah, I want to, like... I feel like the biggest hurdle to, like, accomplishing what I want to accomplish is networking, you know? I feel like I'm not meeting enough people. I'm not talking to enough people. I'm not out there enough. And my issue is I don't know how one is to fix this issue. How do I... how am I to how am I to foster new relationships? How does one do this? I will drink. My birthday? Cries? Hi boss, hi Hapion. Hello. Need to change sizes on the redeems notification, make the images small and the text bigger. Yeah, I know. I wanted to use Twitch's, like, integrated, I wanted to try using Twitch's, like, integrated notifications, but it's fucking not working. So I'll probably go back to what I was using before. It was so fun, a trip I will love and cherish forever. Ah, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. Did a lot of crying on that trip. What the fuck was that noise? But I want to, I don't know, I want to... Tense fingers. I just want to show people scary things. I want to show people how cool horror can be. How does one manifest collabs? It worked. Do you just DM them? Do you tag them in things? What do you do? Is that fucked up? Is that rude? Area autism creature is unaware of what the social etiquette is to be doing things. You should show me analog horror things. I will! Gotta aggressively link you and Brianna up. It's true. Brianna was in here the other day. He came and hung out for a little while we were playing Rivals. I tried to coax him into playing with us, but he had better things to do, aka eep. Speaking of collabs, don't you have one Wednesday? I do! I got a fucking DM from this channel's favorite goat. And she was like, hey, I'm gonna try out Marvel Rivals. Do you want to come play with me? And I'm like, of course I do, Baffy. Of course I do. It'll be great. So on Wednesday, we're gonna dual stream. So I'll still be streaming, but we'll be hanging out with Baffy. I want to see if we can make that that Twitch feature. It'll be great if it works. She wants to try out 19 Inches of Venom. Love a Baffy collab. I also love a Baffy collab. Baffy is cool, and we love her. Funny goat. But like, I feel stupid. Like, is that how you do it? Do you just DM people? That feels rude. It feels weird and presumptuous. Like, oh, Curious Heartbeat, thank you for the bits. I actually recommended Baffy to ask you. I saw that, and that was very sweet of you. Because when I, like, I don't know, I feel, like, it also, listen, again, it's like I said, I can't stress enough when I talk about these things that I don't want it to come off as like, I can't fucking believe I DM'd them and they didn't respond. But like, I DM'd, I've DM'd a bunch of people in the past. And they don't respond to me. So like, I don't know. Stripped, log, replace, error. And then we what's poppin'? Everything going good? Eh. I'm kind of kvetching about how the year ended on kind of a wet fart. I'm also talking about like what I would like to accomplish in the new year. I need to get into streaming this year so I can do the idea of how to watching wrestling on stream with people who don't normally watch wrestling. I think that'd be fun. That does sound fun. Nothing will ever compare to the time that I told Caden and Boone that I had never perceived I'd never perceived a wrestling. So I said, all I know is what the super best friends are talking about. And I know, I was like, I know that Ric Flair is a mummy. And they're like, okay, I know that Wooly likes gold dust, and they were like, okay. And I says to them, also they keep talking about bring back Benoit? I don't know what that means. And then both of them were horrified. And they were like, don't say that! And I'm like, huh? They're like, yeah, you can't say that. And I'm like, I can't? And they go, no. I'm like, is that bad? And they're like, yes. What you building? Oh, this is a Catacombs stream. So basically I just build little mole structures in the fucking, in the area caves while I talk. Sort of something we picked up doing just because, like, I don't like to, I have a weird beef with just chatting, I guess. I don't like just chatting. I think it's the right way to put it. I don't have beef with people who do just chatting streams. I just don't like doing them. I don't like just sitting here and talking. I like doing something. I would have been fidgeting with something anyway. What did he do? He killed his wife and kids, I think. BYG, okay. There we go. There we go. Host a vacation stream. But I mean, like, well, I do want to, like, grow the channel, etc., right? Obviously. But I'm more, like, I'm less concerned about, well, that's not true. That is the thing I'm the most concerned about. I'm not, like, the thing is, like, that's not my focus in this particular case. I want to, like, I do want to grow, but, like, that seems fucking untenable. I don't know. I'm not, it's, I don't want to say I've given up, because that kind of sends the wrong message, but, like, I've given up. I think the best way to put it, I'm not, I just kind of don't think, like, I just don't know what more I can be doing, I guess. I've sort of, I've just sort of hit the point where, like, I've hit the juncture where, like, I have to be changing something in order to be doing it, but at this point I don't know what that is. What did you have in mind when you wanted to do it streaming VTubing? Don't give up. Just gotta surrender yourself to people who all come up with ideas. It's true. I'm not giving up on VTubing. Not yet. I might someday, but not right now. I've just kind of given up on, like, on the desperate struggle to play No More Heroes music. What did you have in mind when you wanted to streaming VTubing? It is Limbo. You're so right. I wanted to do a lot of things. Ideally, I wanted to be doing more art content than I'm doing, quite frankly. But there's reasons we can't do that. But, like, one of the big things is I want to, like I said, I want to collab more. I want to collab more. I want to be doing more horror stuff. Ideally, the long-term goal is to become self-sufficient, you know? Branch out, hosted my first panel last year about VTubing and free programs. This is the thing, right? Is we were talking about this, here in the clock tower, is it feels like all the advice you get is contradictory, you know? It feels like it's, well, you gotta do this. You gotta do, like, for every person telling you, like, you have to branch out, there's 3 more that are like, no, you need to find a niche. You need to cater to a smaller community. Well, okay, I'll do that. And they're like, no, you don't want to do that. You should be streaming during the hours where there's nobody in your category. Well, what do I do when I'm not streaming in that category anymore? You know, it's... You should play content warning with friends. I don't... Can I... Okay. If I get so close to me right now. I don't play games like Lethal Company or content warning or fucking, oh, what's the other one? What's the Ghost Hunter game? I can't think of it. What's the fucking, what the fuck is it? What's the Ghost Hunter one that everybody plays? It starts with a P. It's not Poltergeist, it's... not Phasmagoria. Phantasmagoria's the fucking magazine. It's Phasmophobia, thank you, Jesus. Phantasmagoria's the fucking horror magazine, Jesus H. But I don't play them because I'm gonna be so real with you. Those are fun for, oh, I don't. You know what? No, it's hot take o'clock. You come here for hot takes. They're for babies. They're for babies. And that's fine. I'm not saying that that's inherently a bad thing that they're for babies, but they're for babies, you know? Therefore, games like that are for people, well, A, they're fucking for content's what they're for, but, like, and again, there's nothing inherently wrong with that. Oh, god damn it. You had to be fucking difficult. Had to be fucking difficult. Bitch. Fucker. Cocksucker. Bitch. Ah! There's water! Water leaking into my build. But like, they're for content. They're content games for babies. Like, I had... So like, the perfect example of this, right, was everybody was talking about Mortuary Assistant, and it was great watching everybody play it and get freaked out and, oh it's spooky. And then I played it, and like, just yelled at the ghost the whole time. Like, I was like, I'm trying to do my job, get the fuck out of here. And like, I beat it and got the good ending, like, incredibly fast. Because that shit doesn't work on me anymore. You know? I'm too fucking horror red pill. I'm too fucking black pilled, chat. Sounds so fucking stupid. But like, I'm jaded. I'm made of hardier stuff at this point. So it takes kind of a lot to get me. It's why mouthwashing was such a, like, a refreshing experience for me on stream. Because it's been a long time since I've played something that has made me feel... that has triggered my fight or flight. That made me feel like, I have to get the fuck out of here. Like, I spent a good chunk of that, of the end, of the last, like, half an hour of that game, like, actively having a panic attack. Like, my heart was pounding, I thought I was gonna be sick, and I was like, how much is left? How much is left? I have to get out of here, I have to stop. But there's, oh, I have to know how this ends, oh god, oh god! Like, I don't feel like that anymore a lot of the time when I play horror games. I get moments where I'm jumped and where I'm startled and spooked, but, like, but a lot of the, like, co-op games don't work for or on me because I've exposed myself. I didn't realize how horrible the sentence was going to be until I realized the words in my mouth where I've exposed myself to words. Like, a bitch reads Mad K for fun, you know what I mean? I read that and was like, damn, this is really cool and fun, and I had a good time reading this, and it's like, do you want to sit down and examine that? And I was like, no, I don't, actually. I don't want to do that. I think I'd simply rather not. Regardless, I hope you can find a good fit for yourself and your content. I do too. I don't think, like, there's, and like I said, I don't think there's anything wrong with, like, collab games, you know? Like Phasmophobia and Content Warning and, like, and stuff like that. I don't think there's anything wrong with them. They're just not for me. Like, I'm not a big... The most difficult thing for collabs with me is I'm not a party games person. I don't play a lot of things that are, like... There's also not a lot of good cooperative horror experiences, I think. Like, co-op horror, like... There's the obvious, there's, like... I could play Left 4 Dead 2 forever, obviously, but, like... But, like... What is there? Outlast Trials, Content Warning, Phasmophobia... What is there? There's that fucking, that fucking Poppy's Playtime thing. What else is there that's... Friday the 13th game? Yeah, that got shut down. Viscera Cleanup was fun. I like VCD. I love VCD. I want to play Viscera Cleanup Detail more. That game's great. I like playing that with Silver. I miss playing that with Silver. Co-op's fine. Give me a Hidden Trader game. Yeah, I'm not... Like, I'm not a big fan of Among Us. Goodbye, Emma. 7 days? I don't know what that is. I've never heard of that. I might look that up. Need to rewatch Walden Files. Walden Files is good. I didn't like it for a long time, but it kind of grew on me. I was like, okay, this is just more fucking Five Nights at Freddy's. I don't fucking care. And then the gore happened, and I was like, ooh. By that, I mean, like, I think that, like, I think one of the things that I didn't like about Walden Files, in particular, was that I'm a firm believer that I think, I blame Five Nights at Freddy's for quite a few things. Some of them justified, even. But I blame FNAF for doing a lot of damage overall to, like, the way that we talk about things like mascot horror. Because it feels like a lot of things in the horror space had to become sanitized in order to deal with the new influx of fucking children. Of fucking slobbering toddlers. Not restrictive, isn't that gatekeeping? Yes, this is a gate I'll keep. I don't think that- I've said this before and I'll say it again. I don't care who knows it. I think if you're under 13, you shouldn't be in horror spaces. I think you don't belong here. You know what? No, if you're under 18, you don't belong in horror spaces. I don't think you belong here. You're just not old enough to, like... Kids just don't have the, like, the life experience or the, like... Because, like, this is the thing, right? Is everybody wants to be like, oh, the minute they turn 18? Yeah, because in that time, when you think you know everything into being an adult, you'll have learned a good amount of... Will you be able to, like, not be terrified of it? No, you might still be scared of it, just as you were before. The difference, fundamentally, is that your fucking frontal lobe will be developed enough that you'll be able to be, like... you'll be able to differentiate fiction from reality a little better, but also you'll be able to take in and process the things that the story is trying to teach you, which you couldn't have done when you were younger. Like, I consumed a lot of things I shouldn't have very young, and because of that, I think I grew up a lot faster than I should have, but it's the autism. So, like... But I didn't understand. There's a lot of things that I was like, this fucking sucks. And then I grew up and was like, oh no, wait a minute. No, it doesn't. I was fucking stupid. I was a dumb child. And, like, basically, if you can't have, like, actual, like, mediated discourse on the internet without, like... If you're too young to have, like, proper discourse about things that are totally normal for you to be having discourse about, if you're still involved in, like, fucking... bitter C-grade fandom drama, you're too young to be partaking in, like, mouthwashing. The fact that there are, like, literal actual children that are partaking in the mouthwashing community makes me feel a kind of way, and it pisses me off a lot, because I feel like they were not properly, protected from shit they should not be exposed to so young. Play Splatoon an awful lot, and the people I've met have been pretty cool. I like Splatoon. Started developing its own unique identity. Was it really sold? Did it make any sense? Yeah, it's true. Because, like, the thing was, with Walden Files especially, right? It really started picking up when Martin Walls really looked at it and, like, rubbed his chin and went, I could actually start killing kids on camera. And then he did, and I was like, damn. Because, like, the most recent entry is what grabbed me by the throat and was like, no, sit the fuck down. And I'm like, no, you know what? I'm sad, actually. Because, like, I feel like Five Nights at Freddy's especially has to fucking sanitize what it is so much in order to, like, appeal to its target demo. And I think that does what it has it does its potential so fucking dirty. Because, like, the unmitigated fucking terrible body horror of becoming a biomechanical monstrosity. Do you have any idea, like, what it does to you physically to shove a corpse, like a fucking dead body, especially a child's, like, small, malleable body, into, like, a fucking living bear trap? You know what I mean? Like, that's horrible. That's horrifying. And we kind of, like, just, I feel like we brush off and kind of dance around how fucked up and vile that is. You know what I mean? Like, the other thing, too, this is something that's always pissed me off, is, like, for all of our guffawing about William Afton, why the fuck is he killing kids? Like, even in the FNAF movie, like, why? Why is he doing it? We don't find out, because there's no reason. Like, he doesn't have a motivation. You messed up one of the blocks. I did? I did. Fuck! I fixed it. Thank you. Mouthwashing, I feel, is getting kind of a FNAF treatment in terms of the young audiences building. Yeah, and I hate that. I think that's very bad. And I think we as adults should be discouraging that, and nobody is, and it pisses me off. It's why the fucking, it's why mouthwashing discourse is, like, the most infuriating thing I've ever participated in regards to, like, fandom discourse. It fucking, God, it makes me so mad. Because, like, everybody wants, this is how you know that, like, the, like, fucking dumbasses and or children have infiltrated your space, is the more binary a problem becomes. Like, the more the people in your space are talking about things in terms of being, like, black and white, that's how you know that you have, fucking dipshits present in your fucking spaces. Because I'm listening to, like, because everything I've seen has been, like, this is the big one, right? Is all of the fucking discourse that I've seen revolves completely around Curly, which, first of all, it shouldn't. Like, I've talked about this privately before, but I'll talk about it here, too, because I'm not afraid to have this opinion. I think if you're sitting here debating about whether or not Curly's a bad person, I think you've missed literally every single point, and I'm taking your fucking toys away. Like, this has nothing to do with that. Shut up. Mommy issues most likely. If it was mommy issues, they'd kill women. You're so right. That's how I know who to block and who not to pay attention to. It's true. Like, I feel like, especially in cases like this, like, I'm a big, listen, hey, big fan, as somebody who, you know, had a partner who exploited her, and is friends with people who have been victims of physical assaults. Big fan of us making, Anya's trauma about Curly. Stoked about it. Love that we're here. But misogyny? Who? What? In my fandom? It's more likely than you think. Don't get me fucking started on Dragon Age. Not today. I'm making a full video on that at some point. I hate it. I've seen so many bad Dragon Age. If I have to listen to one more, like, fucking tacitly eugenicist fucking Dragon Age take, I'm gonna piss your jorts. YouTuber Twitter was so toxic a couple years. The best thing I ever did was block or mute people I didn't want to see. Factually true. I feel like this is the thing, right? I'll give you a hot take about what I think. Because you're on my stream, so I presume that you care what I think. the fundamental problem, I think, when it comes to, like, that side of VTuber discourse, is something that I've seen. Okay, so, for context, I'm old. I turned 30 this year. I've been online and in, like, online communities. Came here because you like your model. I don't know you really well, but I'm down for the chill vibes. Hell yeah. But, like, turned 30 or turn? I turned 30. December 4th was my birthday. I am now the big 3-0. I'm 3 whole decades old. But I've been in and out of, like, multitudes of communities, right? And this isn't new. And I think one of the things about it that ends up frustrating me a little bit is that people keep treating it like it is new, and it's not. Like, this happens. It's not it's not better or worse than anything else. Like, this phase always occurs. Because what happens is, and this happens in a lot of communities, but I think it happened in the VTuber sphere faster because of the fact that VTuber culture is very much like idol culture. In that we're not allowed to have conversations about, like, problems. Like, I don't even necessarily want to say discourse, but, like, because discourse is a fucking cringe way to word it, but, like, nobody's allowed to express negativity for fear of closing doors. And both your fan base and your community, like, both the community as a whole and your fan base expect you to, like, maintain a positive facade at all times. And because nobody's allowed to, like, verbalize a discomfort or, like, or a negative opine, you get a lot of, like, backroom dealings and interpersonal drama that ends up getting kind of blown out of proportion just by virtue of it has nowhere else to go. Like, when you can't say, because, like, for example, right, I said at the top of the, VTubing's the only community I've ever touched or joined, but I personally don't agree with VTuber culture. I see VTubing as a medium. I agree. And that's what I mean, is, the thing is, that's what I'm saying, it's like, I don't either. It's, the thing I don't, like, a perfect example, right? Started as an idle thing, VTubing's grown past what it originally was. It has, and I think that's why the community's gotten a lot less toxic, is because I think we've, like, fully transitioned out of that, right? I feel like, a lot of the worst of it has passed because I think the community as a whole is coming to terms with, like, okay, this can't function this way. But, like, so, for example, right, I said at the top of this, I was talking about how, I was like, how do you get a collab, you know? Do you just DM people? Is that how it works? Because, like, and then I said, like, I'll say, for example, this has happened. I've been like, okay, I've been told by a couple of people that you're just supposed to reach out, you're supposed to DM people, but I've DM'd a bunch of people, asking if they'd like to collab at some point, or reached out, or tagged them and stuff, and they've never responded. I've just kind of gotten ghosted about a couple of times. So I'm starting to think that maybe that's not the right way to go about it. Or maybe I'm doing it wrong, or I'm coming on too strong, or whatever, blah, 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 etc., etc. The thing is, a lot of people, when you have, like, a healthy, environment, and, like, a healthy community, that statement just stays a statement. It's just like, I've been trying to, but I've never gotten a response from people. I guess that means that they're busy or whatever. But in a lot of these communities, when this happens, when you have this, like, quietly toxic community where you're not allowed to express, like, feelings like that, like, I'd like to be reached out to, or I'd like people to respond more, when you can't do that, those things fester, and then people start to see that as, and then the toxic parts of the community go, well, who is she talking about? And assume that, like, I'm shading someone, when I'm not, you know? Like I said, I'm not entitled to anybody's time. If they don't know me and they're not comfortable reaching back out, that's fine. I don't care, you know? I'll get in my own head about it because of the trauma, TM. But like, for example, if I DM, like, perfect example, years ago, now, I DM'd Cab, because I wanna hang out with Cabal, he seems cool. And so I DM'd him, and was like, hey ho, do you wanna collab, eye emojis? And he just never responded. Maybe he didn't see my message, maybe he was busy, maybe he didn't know me and was like, oh, that's a little weird, I don't know if I wanna respond to that. You know, whatever. And that's totally fine. I hold no grudge. At most, if we ever did collab, I'd make a joke of like, oh, finally you've reached out after you ghosted me all those years ago. But I don't care. You know? Like, that's not that big a deal. But some people will make that a big deal because they'll presume that there's, like, bitterness or hostility, or even that I did something and that's why Cab won't reach out to me. But, like, truly, it's just, it could have been an innumerable amount of things. And I think that was a problem that the community had, was that because you couldn't say things like that without certain parts of the community or certain fans, because it was idol culture, if you expressed, like, oh, I've been messaging people, but they haven't reached out to me, then that's, like, a veiled... That's a... Not a veiled threat. What? Fucking... What? It's a veiled, like... It's a subtweet. When it's not supposed to be a subtweet. It's just a thing that happened, you know? And I think that the community's grown much better for allowing people to be like, yeah, I wanted to do X, but it didn't happen because Y, you know? And I'm happy about that. I'm glad that we've grown as a community past this, like, very, like, childish fucking backdoor mentality, and we've grown as a community and realized, like, maybe idol culture sucks. What's good, baby girl?
We definitely need to take care of your ID on Thursday, because we're expecting snow on Friday.
Oh! Oh!
I just wanted to let you know. I was on my laptop, and I saw snow on Friday, and I'm like, what? And I click on it. I'm like, okay. And then the second thing I see is Justin Trudeau resigns.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Go nuts. For real?
Yeah.
In disgrace? Why?
But I just wanted to tell you that, so it's just to... Because I felt like you needed to know. The second half of that was just funny. I just don't want to the second part, I just wanted to let you know that it should be...
Yeah.
It should definitely be done.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So.
It'd probably be smart. Probably should have done it before now, but, you know,
Those holidays and stuff, and you never know what's gonna be fucking...
Yeah, best laid plans and all that, blah, blah, blah.
It's whatever, Anyway.
Head pats for me.
And...
Kissy for me!
And kissy for you.
Oh,
I still got a bit of a migraine.
Going down.
I appreciate the message, James, but today's just not my day. I still have very migraine.
IRL happens, though. I've seen a lot of people post on the collab sheet trend. A lot of people in this community are shy and introverted. It's true! It's like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't take that personally, you know? But some people do. And they're shitty about it. And I'm just glad that the community's moved past being shitty about it. At least for the most part. Some people are still shitty about it. I'm technically hiding in the Feywild. Shh, don't tell Titania and Oberon that I'm here. They'll yoink my health insurance. Hey Cab, you're purple, I'm purple. I wanna but yeah, I wanna reach out to more people. I'm just always afraid of being a nuisance, but maybe I'll start being a nuisance. Maybe it's nuisance time. Nuisance time for B10. I want to it's like I said, I want to, I like, but I like my niche. I like being a horror VTuber. It makes me happy. I enjoy it thoroughly. Hang out a bit in these people's communities first, be active in their stream chats for a bit first, then reach out maybe? Maybe. I don't have time. That's the worst part, right? Is like, I work a lot. And that's kind of the most fucking irritating part. Is that because I work so much, I don't like watch streams. I don't have the time. You do, you really do. Some say, too much. But you know? Ethel Blatt. I've had, yeah, my joke was, you know it's bad when the workaholic friend is the one who's like, hey, maybe you should start taking some time off. And I'm like, oh, boy, howdy, would I love to, but you know? That 925. Do what he shall not be named. Start with, like, David fan art or something. I mean, yeah, I've thought about it. I've thought about doing, doing what he did and making dolls for people. Manifesting. I don't know. Cause there's some people when they're just bigger than you, like, how does one reach out? Like, for example, I said in that Q&A that, like I said before, I'd like to collab with Amma at some point. Did I misgauge this? I did. Oh my god. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm so fucking stupid. I'm so stupid. Good thing I did it on a small scale. Fuck. I'm so dumb. I have dyscalculia. You can't I'm baby your way out of this one, bitch. Eating popcorn. Swarming the door and I feel like I'm in a fucking Shark Tank. This is what happens. Pray for your Quetzalcoatl. Your poor shopkeep is overwhelmed. They crave the artifacts. Yeah, of course. The old biddies crave the artifacts. Scotty wants me to do collabs with him. Is that so? If this leads into another fucking weird underwater tunnel. Okay, no, it doesn't. Thank fucking God. I was about to say. Jesus Christ. What the fuck was I saying? Oh. It's the fucking Lisa Simpson image, just... I don't know. How does one reach out to... I was going to say their betters. Jesus Christ. How does one reach out to their superiors? How do I reach out to the ones who aren't dirty paws like me? Mentioned you play Splatoon. What do you mean, if you don't mind me asking? I haven't played Splatoon 3 very much yet, because Pokemon happened, and then I didn't care about anything else. But I like Splat Roller. Call me simple if you must, but, the satisfaction of a good, solid whack cannot be, undersold, I think. We got in this gorgeous... I don't even have the slightest clue. Limoges? Bone china set today, absolutely beautiful, but fuck me, we have so much bone china. I fear the biddies will tear me apart when they see it. Splatoon stream when? Ooh. I don't know, maybe. I've been playing a lot of Rivals lately. Maybe I should do more. Fucking, the one thing I've learned, we were fucking talking about this. For some reason, the one thing when we sat back and, like, looked at my fucking analytics, you motherfuckers, like, you motherfuckers affectionate really like watching me play FPSs. Every time I play a shooter of some variety, y'all fucking eat that shit right up. And I have no problems with that. I like shooters. I want to play more fucking Ultra Kill. I had an idea. I've had this idea kicking around in my head for, like, a little bit now about a fucking, Wow! Welcome to fucking Undertale was about... Why was I about to say Undertale? Not even kind of. Jesus. No, I'm never touching Overwatch again. Miyamori, you were the one who was like, you can't self-harm anymore. I'm not letting you. I thought I'm not allowed. Ah, yes, Undertale, the shooter. Yeah, I'm so fucking stupid. What the fuck? Ultra Kill! I've had an idea for an Ultra Kill run that I've wanted to do for, a good little bit. But the trick has been figuring out the parameter. Because what I would like to do, I want to do, fist only. I don't know if I've never seen anybody do that, and I want to try it. Somebody probably has by now, but I want to give it a shot. There will be the tricky parts, aka I will have to learn Gabriel's boss patterns, which cry, weep, sob. But like, I feel like the satisfaction of learning his parry windows will be better than sex, quite frankly. If I'm honest with you and myself. I've been playing a lot of Balatro. I've been playing so much fucking Balatro. I've been playing it on my phone, though. Is the thing. Every free minute. Card game. He who number go up. I bought it specifically before our trip. Because I wanted something I could do while we were, like, fucking around in the airport. I have a couple of games for that. I have that funny embroidery puzzle game that came out for Switch a while back for that exact purpose. And I fucking love it. I love it. I love Balatro. I love Balatro! I like watching funny number go up. I like playing two-pair. We play two-pair because it's easy to fish for. Which is why my buddy the Squonkler is, I don't know what he's actually called. I realized in these moments, as I sit here with my playing funny block game, that I do not know what the Square Joker is called. I think I've only ever exclusively referred to him as the Squonkler. So you know the poker term fishing. Yeah. The Jonkler? That's probably why. But there's a Joker in Balatro. He's square. Thus, the Squonkler. But the card itself is square. And he is good because he's one of the ones that upgrades, you see. And he upgrades every time you play a hand with 4 cards in it. And what's a good hand that only has 4 cards in it? That's right, 2 pairs. Is it just Square Joker? I've simply been referring to him as the Squonkler. But he upgrades every 4 cards, which is good for 2 pair, which means I also like the pants because they upgrade every 2 pair. And then on top of them, I love nouns. So, okay. So, 2 pair in poker is when you have a hand with 4 cards and you have 2 pairs. A pair is when you have 2 cards of the same type, of the same number. So a 2 pair is a pair of 2s and a pair of 4s, for example. 2 pair. Forward to a future Splat stream. For now, I'm gonna go make a drink and actually hop on Splatoon. Gotta play before Splatfest. Have a great stream. Thank you for joining, Harpy. I hope to see you again soon. Good luck. If If you're pronouns, does that mean you're for nouns existing? I am pronouns. You know what? I'm incredibly pronouns, you know? I feel like we need them. As a frequent hater of the pronoun game, I think we should refer to things by what they are more often. To the point of obnoxiousness, even. Speaking of nouns, update. Oh, it has gold in it? Okay, cool. Pog. Where do you keep getting this shit? I'm telling you. This motherfucker, really do be running a reliquary. What the fuck? What adventurers are selling you their fucking hoard loot? The fucking Area Adventurers Guild comes here, bringing you spoils from looting fucking dragon hordes. We got fossils. You did not! God damn it, you really are running a fucking reliquary. I'm telling you. This was the best. I told you that this was a good, like, out of character, this was a good lore change, and I'm telling you, this is why. The funny little Quetzalcoatl is out here buying the fucking things that you loot from chests in dungeons. They look like arrowheads, they're only found in an area of Africa. Oh my god. I'm telling you, you're just getting dungeon loot. Duo's a great card for your square joker and spare pants. When you come visit, you'll get to see all the funky stuff. I've seen the funky stuff! Wait a minute, have you licked the bone china? Have you licked it? Well, then you can't know. You have to lick it. That's how you know. That's how you know that it's bones. Why are we licking things? Okay, so, a fun fact. It's Cursed Fun Fact time. We haven't done this in a while. So, Cursed Fun Fact. If you find something, and you want to know if it's bones or a rock, lick it. If your tongue sticks to it a little bit, it's bones. And this happens because bones are porous. So they provide, so even though you can't feel it with your fingers, your tongue will stick into the small holes, and that's how you'll know. Just give them a little memshlem and you'll know. I think you can also taste it. I don't remember. That one don't quote me on. Mortis Bones China. Lucky now. Bone China by the feel, the color, and the translucency of it when you hold it up to the light. I'm not gonna test it that way. You could. Respectfully. Coward. Like the country? Yes. This is cowardice. Show you the dolls? I think you did. The creepy ones? You showed me the creepy clown. Is that fucking phonetic Chinese? Oh, it is Bing Chilling! I was like, what? And then I looked at it and saw the words Bing Chilling. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, Jesus. Listen, props to John Cena for for at least kind of learning a new language for his job. That's kind of impressive, I'm not even gonna lie. Bing Chilling. I think that's it. Oh, that feels good. You're not supposed to pop your knuckles. It's not good for you. I don't care. There's air trapped in my bones. I need to release it. Also, you're like... It doesn't do anything when you pop your joints. Oh, it'll give you carpal tunnel. It accelerates arthritis. No, it doesn't. There's just air in between your joints. That's why it makes the noise. Well, yeah, because that's all it is. When you roll your knuckles, it just means that there's air trapped in the little spots between your bones. That's why it makes that noise. You mean the bone thing's stupid? How did a gas get so lucky? Shut up. Only the weak ones say popping your knuckles is bad for you. It's true. It's true. It's so true. Alright, where am I sending you nerds? Who of our friends is live? I've sent you to Lambio a bunch. Let's send you to Smog Teeth today. It's another person I really want to collab with. Smog is so cool. But I'll send you there. So for now. Tomorrow... Well, Wednesday we're going to be doing that collab with Baffy. Tomorrow, I might... If I'm feeling up to it, I'll probably be playing Melty Blood with Avi. But I'm not sure yet. We'll see how I feel. If I feel up to it, I will. If not, we'll be doing something else. But for now, go enjoy. Goodbye!